Hey everybody, Paul Foster with Secondhand Productions, and today, well, happy holiday. I hope you guys are enjoying the day off here in the States. Today is Labor Day, and a lot of people relaxing, enjoying the day. But the weather is not really cooperating where I live. So today I am actually going to finish the matte painting I was working on the other night. We're going to live stream that, and you know, I actually went farther. And then after looking at the two versions, I had two versions here, and I'll show them to you. Um, I actually went. I'm going to go back to a save point because I don't. After looking at it, I didn't really feel like I liked too much what they were doing. Hey, what's up, emergency? How you doing, buddy? You having a good day, man? You guys out eating, doing some barbecue today? So, but we have we've got a good opportunity here for me to get caught up on this stuff and kind of share the process with you guys. Maybe pick up a few tips and tools and suggestions along the way on dealing in Photoshop as a whole. I love working with Photoshop. I've done it for years. I'm doing pretty good. We got emergency vehicles. I love your call site. Emergency vehicles, trains, aircrafts, etc. I mean, this guy loves a little bit of everything. I've watched his channel. It's a cool channel, and I just like his attitude, his overall demeanor. But it's pretty cool. So I'm doing all right, man. It's not. I'm down here in Texas, and right now the weather's not all that great. But so far so good. It rained a little bit, and so I decided I was going to go indoors and we would push working on some outdoor activities until tomorrow. So, so how's the weather up in your way, up your neck of the woods there, man? So you have to tell me when you such a it seems like a delay, but hopefully things are going good. We had someone just stick their nose in the door, saw she was on camera, and ran away. All right, so I'm going to show you where I was, and then hot and so well then you got better barbecue weather than I got, man, because I got rainy. It's actually like 77 degrees. Y'all ignore my eyes. If you haven't noticed, for quite some time now, it's looked like I had some problem with my eyes, and I kind of couldn't clean with everybody what this is. So I have atopic dermatitis. I've had it my entire life, which is basically eczema. It's not psoriasis; it's eczema, and they say your body goes through a change every 10 years. And so, when I was younger, it was pretty rough. I mean, it was pretty rough. I was always into sports. I was very active. But it didn't make me immune from being picked on for being different, because you'd have these rashes on your arms. So as I got older, it cleared up. Things got better. But then things got worse. Oh, you are having a cookout. Sweet, man. Oh, I just ate, so I can't even like go barbecue. That sounds great. I just ate, so like the last thing I want to do is think about food. But that's cool, man. Yeah, enjoy it. Enjoy it. Especially if you got good weather. That's the best. Labor Day is the best when you got good weather and good food. So, but back to the story. So they came out with they've never had a drug for to deal with eczema, and I usually don't kind of get into my personal life too much with everybody. So you see, he's going to do the hot sauce challenge. You're going to record that. So everybody, emergency is going to do the hot sauce challenge. Are you going to record that, man? I got to see that. You got to record it. So I have eczema. Last year they came out with a drug called Dupixent. Now this is not a promotional for Dupixent. They've never had a drug, anything that you could take outside of topical creams and just other things that they would do. It's more nitrogen treatments for your skin. Sweet, he's gonna go live with it. Is there going to be like an EMT standing nearby? What kind of hot sauce are you doing this with? I'm a huge hot sauce fan, man. So you got to tell me what kind of hot sauce you're using. So while he's typing that up, so I got on this thing called Dupixent. And Dupixent is basically an injection that specifically targets the whether enzymes or something within your immune system that causes it to attack your own skin, and which is what eczema is. And but the byproduct of that is it causes severe dry eyes and other issues. So I started on this back in January, and I have looked like I've had either a sty or pink eye for the last 8 months. And I've been going back and forth with my optometrist. And what happened was I got my bottom eyelid, which is still a little bit red. It started kind of pushing away from my face a little. It got swollen up and got all red and nasty and infected. And he said when we put the medication in my eye, originally he gave me some drops to put in there. It didn't kind of like the lower lid didn't go back up against the eye. And he said the concern was that if it doesn't completely go back up against your eye, that it's not going to heal completely. And then you're going to have a problem with, you could get a problem with the cornea. And then, then you become a pirate and you wear an eye patch. So long story short, that's the reason my eyes have looked like this for the last 8 months. But it is, and I just got done putting some more medication, but that's, there you go. There's your answer. All right. Hey, emergency. You got to tell me, man. I got to know. I got to know what this hot sauce is. Don't leave me hanging here, bud. You got to tell me what hot sauce you're planning on doing this with. I'm a huge fan of hot sauce. Now, I've done Pain. I've done Dave's Insanity sauce, which I have like 2 bottles of. Dave's Insanity sauce, as we get sidetracked completely from what I'm going to do today, Dave's Insanity sauce is so brutal that my wife, I've done this like 3 or 4 times where, you pick it up and you go to pour a little bit on, you put like a drop, you spread it out, but and then you don't realize, but some of those oils got on your hands from touching the bottle. And then you make the mistake of going to your eyes, you're like, and I promise you that hurts. He says, Texas Pete. What's the, what is it they call it? I gotta look up Texas Pete now. We gotta look this up, man. I haven't heard Texas Pete. Hey, it's PTD. What's up, brother? Oh, I appreciate you stopping by and saying hi, man. Yeah, I was just talking. I was getting ready to do a little bit of matte painting work. And then Emergency chimes in. He's about to do a hot sauce challenge. And so he told me he's using this Texas Pete pepper sauce. So I'm trying to look and see what this is. Texas Pete. Oh, it's a Louisiana style hot sauce. In the United States, manufactured by Y brand. Hotter hot sauce is claimed to be 3 times hotter than the original Texas Pete. Well, what's it made out of? What is in Texas Pete? If you are still there, BTD, do you know what's in Texas Pete? You're over in England, man. Have you ever had, what's the hottest hot sauce you've ever eaten, man? I know you're editing. I tried to watch your live stream earlier too, bud, and I didn't get to stick around too long, but it looked pretty good. And I love that last video you did. I mean, it was cringeworthy. Yeah, he has no idea. Do they have hot sauce over there? I mean, do they like name hot sauces after different parts of the country over in England? See, over here, it's like I don't know. Texas is a strange place. Okay, everything in Texas starts with the word Texas. Texas Waffle House, Texas Auto Parts. I mean, everything does. I don't know, man. So it's just funny that, I mean, Texas, people that live in Texas, while we love the United States, we love the USA, we're just kind of like, you don't like us, get the out, we don't care. And that's one of the beauties of living in Texas. But yeah, Texas Pete is a hot sauce. It's kind of like a Louisiana hot sauce. I was trying to find out what they have, like a meter, and I forget what you call it. And I want to say, how hot is Texas Pete? How hot is Texas Pete? Okay, so BTD writes, we do have hot sauce here, but it's named really crazy things like Devil's Toe. Nice. Devil's Toe or something. I stay away from hot sauce. I get oh shit, you get nosebleeds from low. Oh wow. Damn. I would not fare well with that kind of a condition. I love hot sauce. Have you ever tried Dave's Insanity? It's a habanero. Dave's Insanity. I've done Pain. It's called Pain. So we got some of those over here too. We're just like kind of like wild name stuff. You know, you're not the only one. You know, it's funny is I like it when people come over and, you know, you invite your friends over, you get somebody who comes over and they say, oh, you got some hot sauce? I'm going to try some hot sauce. Some vinegar, aged peppers, water, xanthan gum, and benzoate. Wow. I don't know what xanthan gum is. That scares me, man. At first second, my eyes are still, I got the medicine. And I looked at it and I was going, I said, this is how I originally read that. Vinegar, peppers, water, Xanax, and benzoate. But no, but I love when friends come over and they're like, yeah, I'll take some hot sauce. And then they grab like my Dave's Insanity. And I try to tell them, dude, just like drop a drop. Now, I'm going to tell you what's good. If you take a drop of Dave's Insanity sauce and you put it in a jar of mayonnaise and you mix it up, you get spicy mayonnaise. That's good stuff. All right. I've just turned my channel into a Food Network show podcast. But no, and then they'll take it and they'll just pour a whole crap load of this stuff on with it, and I start leaning back. Oh shit. It's gonna get ugly. You gotta try Dave's Insanity sauce, man. I love it. It's but I mean, I literally mean this. Okay. Do not touch once you've opened it. You got to periodically wash off the bottle, because if you touch it, any of those oils and if you go to your eyes, I swear you're going to be in the bathroom crying like it's the crying game. You're going to be like sitting there, water hitting you. It's going to burn like nothing you could possibly imagine for about 15 minutes. My wife mistakenly went and got me the hot sauce once, and she brought it to me, and then she went to her eyes, and then I thought I was going to have to take her to the hospital. It hurt that bad. So we have this rule in the house. She's like, it's like, if you touch the hot sauce bottle, you have to wash your hands thoroughly before you do anything else, or else you're in trouble. Yeah. Secondhand Productions. We bring you the Food Network channel. And some hot sauce for us. It's like, we're branching out. Oh, cool, man. Well, dude, you're already past me. You're smoking. You're cranking along there, buddy. So, yeah, so that's cool, man. I'll definitely watch. I'm definitely looking forward. BTD, you cringed me massively with your video about the stupid ice bucket challenge. When that chick ran, I know, right? I love variety channels, too. What are we going to get this week? This week, I'm picking my nose for 45 minutes. It's live. I could totally see that. But that chick. So, all right. So, emergency. If you haven't seen this, you got to go to BTD's channel. This chick, literally, and I was cringing at first. I'm like, this is dumb. All right, this ice bucket challenge. How many ice bucket challenge? Oh, you got 13. You know, see, it's a medicine, dude. Everything's blurry. Everything's blurry, bro. And I'm going to do a mad painting. Everything's blurry. So when it's done, nothing's going to be in focus. So what's up? RPM's back. How you doing? So we were talking about hot sauce and how Secondhand Productions all of a sudden turned into the Food Network channel because we're talking about hot sauce because Emergency just told us that he is going to do the hot sauce challenge. But we were also talking about BTD has this great video that he posted this week, in the last few days. It was a reactionary video to the ice bucket challenge. And there's this one chick, and she's got like little floaties on her arms. She's got floaties on her arms, and then she's got goggles. She's got the swimming goggles. Did she have like a swim cap on? I can't remember. BTD, did she have a swim cap on? You have to tell me. Don't do it. No. Oh, RPM's saying, don't do it, Emergency. Don't do it. So I think she had a swim cap on, and she's like all skittish, and she's like threatening somebody at work to challenge. Yeah, see, BT's like, yeah, she did. So she's like threatening, and then Mom's standing behind her, and she just barely pours this stuff on her, and this chick gets up, and she just bolts, right? And when she spun, I didn't see the pole. All I saw was her hit something, and it was like clothesline, man. It's just like bam. Now you could hear it, but you didn't. I just didn't see it. And I was like, damn. You know what I mean? No joke. I mean, BTD, you and I had literally at the exact same moment you reacted to that. I had that exact same reaction sitting in my chair, and I was like, ow, that was just crazy. He's doing, all right. You're doing 3 tablespoons? Holy, oh my gosh. Okay, so who's going to be holding the cell phone? Remember, all right, so I'm going to tell you right now, emergency. So when they take you to the hospital and your mom, your dad, or your sister, your best friends in the emergency vehicle with you, remember to start the live stream in landscape mode, or else you're going to piss BTD off. BTD is going to get, it's like a pet peeve, right? So that way we can watch you suffer all the way to the hospital. Oh my gosh. Yeah, make sure you got somebody there because, hey, look, it's a proven fact that too much of anything is bad for you. Everybody reacts differently. I'm not going to turn this into an influence. I think it's funny as hell. You know, it's funny you say that because I've done it several times. Yeah. You know, the problem I run into is like when I've actually recorded in portrait mode, it's because I was trying to live stream an update for In Plain Sight to Facebook for that audience, and then to kind of port it over to YouTube because my cell phone doesn't do YouTube that well as far as live streams. It's not a good way to go about it. But I can do the Facebook one, and so what I did was I would I tried to go in portrait, but then it would tell me I needed to turn my phone. So yeah, I mean I tried to do landscape, and they would tell me I needed to turn the phone. So, but today I'm actually, believe it or not, I've got a few more items on this punch list I have to do for this film. And I get nervous. I'll be honest with you guys. I get a little nervous about doing matte paintings or visual effects live because, you know what? You get to see BTD's like, don't get me started on portrait. But you get to see me make mistakes. And, you know, and I guess that's not a bad thing because a lot of people look at some of the work I do and they go, wow, that's crazy. And they don't realize it's really not that hard. You know, most of the stuff I do is just from experience. And I do have an art background. My dad's was an oil painter, still paints oil paintings, he lives up in the Northwest and on a beach and paints. And I've got paintings all over this house that he's done over the years. My mom was a photographer. She was artistic. Hey, what's up? Free music. Free music's in the house. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Yeah, I live streamed yesterday and I think 3 people showed up. And I was like, well, it's Sunday. I got to figure this out. I mean, do you guys think you think I should do my live streams on Mondays or Sundays? I mean, the Sunday thing's not really working out. I don't get a good audience. And I promise you right now, there's more people on this channel watching this thing right now than there was on that one. I don't even know if you guys are seeing me or if I'm, yeah, you're still seeing me. Thanks for showing up, Free Music. I appreciate it. I guess, hey, emergency trains and aircraft, you should go by ETA. That'd be cool. Does RPM no idea? But you just got to keep going, man. ETA, you just got to keep going. That's what I'm going to call you from now on because if I keep saying emergency vehicles, trains, and aircrafts, etc., I'm going to call you ETA from now on. That's cool, man. So I don't get a lot of, I don't know. It's just kind of hit and miss on the Sunday thing. And I don't want to go on Saturdays because, you know, life happens, things get away. I mean, and then I don't want to compete with the other #IAmACreator crowd for trying, you know, having an avenue for them to do it. And my stuff's really more focused. Hey, it's Jelly Duck. Yeah, these have the coolest names. But okay, we can call you Matthew. Okay. All right, so everybody, emergency name is Matt. He's a good guy. Check out his channel. I get a kick out of him. I like he's just so laid back. Hey, Matthew, what part of the country are you in? Well, or so the idea here is I've got several more items that I need to finish on this project. But as I said, I get a little nervous when I work on this stuff when you guys are watching or anybody's watching because you're out in Tennessee. That's cool, man. Tennessee's beautiful. I love Tennessee. Uh, I get nervous because it's like I said, you guys get to see me. You know, I'll do something, I'll change my mind. I kind of feel my way through, especially on the matte paintings because it's you know, it's the creative process. And what happens is I get caught up in that, and then I'm not really paying attention to what's going on in the chat room. Whoa. See, just like now, Jelly Duck said he's from Kuwait. That is cool. That is cool. So I've had a couple failed attempts where I tried to do visual effects and live stream, and you know the footage didn't work. And then I just sit there and I go, okay, well I look like a dumbass for the last hour. You know, sometimes that happens. You know, and maybe that's a good thing for people to see it. You know, I'm doing these reviews and I'm getting I'm getting good feedback on it. You're gonna get out of here. All right, so BTD's got to take off, but dude, thanks for stopping by. It's always cool to chat with you. I get a kick out of watching your reaction stuff. Oh, Jelly Duck, do you like you're saying you like the reviews that I'm doing on these short films? This is good to know because I get nervous about doing these things, and the reason why is because there's so much energy, and I've said this before. There's so much time, energy, and effort, and so much planning just to do a short film. I mean, a quality short film. We're not talking about grabbing a couple buddies and doing yeah, we'll catch you later, BTD. Be good. We're not talking about a couple friends just going out and doing a skit or something, acting out something in the backyard. Some of these short films are very involved. There's complete sets that are built, and it's a lot of time and energy and money can get put into them, and there could be money made off of them. So it's kind of like I don't like to discourage people or sound like I know something they don't. Um, and so the short film reviews, I started that just have content, and I haven't had anybody say anything bad about them yet. And I've got like I've already and the cool thing is I can do them in a relatively short amount of time. It doesn't take me days and days to do one. If I wanted to, I could do a short film review. Literally, I could do one a day, and have it completely formatted, ready to roll, and scheduled for release. And the cool part about doing those, actually, the upside's been is I get people that have asked me to look at their short films now, which is kind of interesting. And I want everybody to know. I mean, I've worked on just in the last year. Just in the last year, I've done a little bit of everything. If you're interested in film, I encourage everybody to don't just assume that you know everything or that you're only ever going to be a cinematographer. You're only ever going to be a writer. You're only ever going to be a director. You know, I think you should know every role that's involved in the filmmaking process. Everything. I mean, from personal assistants on up to assistant lighting tech, scripts, gaffers, best boy, assistant cameraman, assistant director. I mean, learn all the different roles and responsibilities because they each are really, really important. And so I spent the last year. Let's see, I was an assistant cameraman. I was on a project called done by Haley Driscoll, very talented director and writer, and it was called Privileged Monsters. And I worked with Ty Jackson, who's my director of photography on the last 3 projects I've done, where he was the DP. He asked me if I would be his AC on that project, and he went and talked to Haley, and she said, "Yeah, absolutely." So I came in, and I did that, and then I've been a grip, I've been a lighting tech for some school projects. You never get too ahead of yourself thinking, "Oh, well, because I've done this, I've somehow arrived." Because I'm gonna be honest with you, unless you've won massive awards, you got an Oscar sitting in the corner somewhere. I mean, you're always learning. So, and I think for me, the big thing about film is you're always learning. And I'm just an absolute nut on understanding what people are intending when they make their film. So I don't know if you guys, you guys like doing the short film reviews that I'm doing. That's cool. I appreciate the feedback. So, but what we're gonna do, you guys keep on chatting it up over there. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start working on this project, and it's a project I already did part one to. It went for about 2 hours the other night, and I got really really tired towards the end. And that's when usually you should walk away from it and not mess with it too much. Um, uh, because you're going to end up going back and save often, rule of thumb. And so I'm going to switch over to here. You make, you know, I haven't done anything that's nor classic. Um, it's not really my style. I mean, I like it. I enjoy it. I like to watch it, but I've never actually done anything in that genre. I've the stuff I've done as far as I've done what one, two. I almost got pigeonholed is like I do period pieces. The problem when you're going to do like throwback period pieces, you get the logistics of you got to understand not only how the people dressed and what the cultures were like in that time frame. Make sure that your film's appropriate. I mean, like you wouldn't shoot a film that took place in 1895 and add modern day feminism or social justice warrior values to it because nobody's gonna believe it. Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So which review did you watch, Jelly Duck? Did you watch the one on 180 element 186? Hey, Nathan Lex Jones, what's up, brother? So, Jelly Duck, did you watch? Which one did you watch? Because I've got two out there right now that I've done on the film reviews. I ended up actually doing a kind of pseudo technical review on my own film yesterday during our go live. Uh, okay, so you saw the one on 186. You know what was cool about that one is the actual filmmakers. They're over in England, and they responded to it. And I was like, when I saw that, it came up in the comments, and I was like, oh god, um, hello. I got really really nervous. But they had this really cool response to it. I love their short film. I love the concept of it. And there's a lot of potential there. Very talented guys. And that one, the actress I thought did a fine job. I had no problem with any of the acting in that. And the really impressive about Element 186 is a simple concept. They didn't try to do more than like I said in the thing, they didn't try to be more than they were. What did they say? I'll read it to you, man. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Let me go find my message. Yeah, I was nervous. I ain't gonna lie. I was kind of scary. The idea. I was like, oh man, here it comes. They're gonna drop a hammer on me. And but that's not what they did. They agreed with my review. Let's see where they're at. I know they're here somewhere. Let's see. I'll just look it up this way. This is the better way to look it up. There it is. Okay. So Element 186, and I mean these guys, they got one video on their channel. They have 500 plus subscribers, and they hit over 100,000 views with one video. I mean, sky's the limit for them on YouTube if they want. But oh, I see. Jelly Duck, yeah, I saw your I remember now that you commented on it. But Element 186 wrote, "Hey Paul, we loved your review of our short film Turn Pilot and completely agree with some of the points you were addressing. It is very strange to hear someone else from around the world talking about your work." Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's kind of like surreal almost. But also really interesting and awesome. It's great to think people do actually take notice and care for what you create. So thank you for doing this and sharing your thoughts on our work. The short was created by just two people initially before we turned it into a web series and was fully funded by ourselves. And although there are some areas which could be significantly improved/changed, but you're right, this filmmaker didn't push himself to do more than he could execute with the budget he had. And often we forget ourselves as if we do try to and deliver something that is much bigger. We have been working on individual projects over the past years, since shooting episode 2, that means episode 2 is in the can. It's just a matter of getting them editing it, which I'd jump all over that. I want to watch it. And haven't had the chance to breathe, let alone work on editing the next episode. However, listening to your review and reaching 100,000, I'm sure I sneak a suspicion that hitting that 100,000 view mark had a little bit more weight than my review, but I appreciate the nod. And reaching 100,000 views on the pilot, we have all become so motivated to really push and continue this series. So thank you for helping us get back on track. All the best with your channel, and we look forward to hearing from you again soon when you review more of our work. And I was like, hell yeah, that's cool. These guys were really talented, and the only downside was really the helmet. The helmet kind of killed me. You could get into the little, I had somebody say, well, why don't you throw the little communicator? I would have kept that. Oh man. Yeah, they were good. They were good. And I can't, I was blown away by their response. And everything they said in there is true. Is when someone from somewhere else in the world notices your work, or anybody notices what you did, and they comment on it, I mean, it just kind of like, you just makes it surreal for you, because you're in this little space where it's just you and your immediate friends and the people that know you, and when someone else sees what you did, and they actually like it, or they take the time to do something to kind of promote it in their own way, which I hope that's what these short film makers are realizing, is in my own way, I'm promoting their product, so I hope that they like it, and it works for them. But yeah, that was really cool. Now Hope came out. Hope's a little bit different, Jelly Duck, because Hope can, I was nervous about Hope, and the reason why I was nervous about Hope is it's a great short film, very talented filmmakers in their own right. They built the set, and there's other videos. I think I linked the other videos that shows how they built the set, and they talk about that. But the guys that did Hope, they've been around since about 2012, and they've done all kinds of stuff. And but there's definitely some skill. There was a part in that short film that I felt like, I felt like it kind of hurt the story, and I felt like it didn't do anything to move the story forward. I thought it was rushed, and I felt like the acting was a little forced. When you have, we're going to get into a whole discussion on short films here, but when you have, when you're talking about telling a story, right, and you talk about whether it's a 3-act play or the 5-act or like television 7-act version, there's really no real hard guideline. Most people operate in the 3-act concept in modern film. And in that first act, you're supposed to introduce all of your major characters, establish the initial, who your protagonist is, who your antagonist is, establish the primary objectives that you want the audience to know, that the goal that the protagonist has. And I felt like in a short film format, you especially when you're talking about something that's like maybe 10 minutes long, you have very limited amount of time to allow the audience to get to know people and begin to believe in them and trust them. And so you can do that in a different way. So what happened was, and I mean, you can watch it and let me know what you think. I'd appreciate the feedback, Jelly Duck. But I felt like there was a discussion between it's about a space station that's up in high Earth orbit, where it's kind of like the Ark. The Earth's going to be destroyed, and they've put a little sampling of a little bit of everybody on that high orbit space station, so that the Earth can be repopulated after the catastrophe, because asteroids are coming. Only one scientist has figured this out, and his name's Dr. Jacob Thorne. I believe his name is Jacob Thorne, and he has committed himself to moving forward with this project, even though nobody else could validate his work. And his wife will not; she refuses to go with him to the space station Hope. So I felt like when the film starts out, he's on the space station Hope, and the Earth is being pummeled. And then I feel like, and then it kind of like when when you after you realize the Earth's been pummeled, then they introduce her. Yeah, their script and visual effects are pretty solid, and the cinematography's pretty good. There's really just that one scene that I didn't like. That I felt it hurt the overall story, and as far as in the grand screen. Now, saying all that, they could have taken this thing, they could have gone to festival with it, and maybe they did go to festival with it and they didn't win. But I didn't see any festival logos or anything on that one. Let's see, GTG. Oh, he's got to go. All right, RPM. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate you stopping by. So Jelly Duck and I don't know. I don't know if Matthew's still around or if he's passed out and they're running him to the hospital yet. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, check out that. Also, we've got a new short film this week coming out on Thursday at 2:00. I'm trying to schedule these things to where every Thursday at 2:00 Pacific Central Standard Time, 3:00 Eastern, that the short film of the week comes out. Let's see. Is it 2 or 1 angels? What are you referring to? Jelly Duck, what's Jelly Duck? Would you like to join the live stream? You can join the live stream. We can just chat about it if you want. Because I think it's totally cool that you're into the shorts. Because that's like a big thing for me, especially on filmmaking. Let's see. Let's see. Oh. On theirs, they did basically four setups. So they had her side, his side, then they had the master, and then they had a reverse. I really didn't like the reverse shot on it. I didn't, it's a short conversation. They could have. I think they may even have 5 shots because I think they had or could have had 6. Either that or they just zoomed in on the sides. I thought her side had a lot of shake in it, and I thought there was some overacting in the scene. And the way when I edit, if I have 2 actors and I feel no matter what I did, I feel like they just everything feels forced, not realistic, not believable. I'll try and help them out in the edit. Yeah, I didn't care for the reverse. Yeah, and then they did a pop up. If you guys haven't seen this, you can look this up, or you can go to my channel and it's in my short films that I've linked that I like. And on the shorts list, on the shorts playlist, is a short film called Hope, and you go watch that. And then what I always tell people, just go watch the short film, then go watch the review. That way you're coming into it and we're kind of like we're on the same page. You're not trying to play catch up with me. But yeah, I didn't like the reverse angle and the digital pop up where he felt that it was important to show the space station, and I guess it was to associate the name of the film to the space station. So waves. Hey, family show for four. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I was planning on doing some matte painting. We've been talking film this whole time. And I was on the verge of bringing. I was going to ask Jelly that you wanted to just come on the panel and we can just chat about it. So what do you say, Jelly Duck? You want to come on here? We'll talk some shop. We'll talk film. I can bring you in. And I'll have to rename this live stream. That'd be funny. Awesome sauce. Nice. So yeah, we've but if you want to join Jelly Duck, if you want to come onto the panel, you just let me know and I'll shoot you. I find you on Twitter. You're talking on the cool shots. I think I liked the overall concept. I liked the story. I thought it was a powerful ending. I like it when people are conflicted with a tough decision. You know, at the very end of that thing, there's a spaceship that comes up to the space station home, and I did not catch the name on the side of that spaceship until after I had already released the video, and I was checking that out, and then I realized it said Thorn on the side of it. So the question I had at the end, and it leaves, it's kind of weird because it's 100,000 years later, and I was asking myself why. Oh, I gotta check my Twitter. Sorry. I'll do that. Notifications. Oh, nice. I appreciate everybody sharing. I don't know. Is BTD back? I think he left. Let's see. Dun dun. Wow. Jelly Duck. Let's see if I can send you a message. Oops. Wrong thing. Y'all bear with me. We're gonna have a special guest today. Jelly Duck. I think I just like saying Jelly Duck. I think that's what it is. I literally think I just think you have the coolest name. In all of the YouTube channels I deal with, you got one of the cooler ones. Let's see. So while we're waiting to see if you're able to join us, I can kind of talk about this project I'm working on a little bit. Let's see. All right. So this is the matte painting I've been working on for this film. This is a static shot, and when it's done, I'll cut this up, chop this up into several layers. I'll add dynamic fog, probably put some birds. We're gonna have a moon in the sky, evening sky. But I've been working on this for a little while, and let's see. And so when if it's kind of looking like this one, this entire discussion is probably going to change a little bit, which is totally cool with me because yesterday we didn't get a lot of participants, mainly probably because of the time of the day it was. So, Jelly Duck, were you able to get in? So we're going to bring in. I think we're going to bring Jelly Duck into the discussion, and we're going to talk a little bit about the short film of the week, Hope, and pretty much anything else you guys want to talk about. I watched. We watched a movie. Oh, we watched Hostels last night, and I got to be honest with you, I'm not a big Western film fan. Usually because they move a little slow, and the action's not at the speed that we're kind of accustomed to nowadays. And but I mean, that was a pretty damn impressive movie, all things considered. Let's see. Let's see if you got the. Did you get it? Hey, you got to check your Twitter, man. So, Jelly, if you'll check your Twitter, see if we can get you in here, and then we can talk some more about these short films. So, but we watch Hostels, and then I've this week's short of the week is going to be called The Wrath of God, and I think it kind of breaks down the differences between there are different approaches to filmmaking, and especially when you talk about directors. There's the cinematic approach where it's basically you have a cinematographer goes up and their focus is really DP work. But then you have hey Jelly, I sent you the invite back. Let's see, is he participants? Yes.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. Now, where you calling in from?
Huh?
Where are you at now?
I'm actually from Kuwait. So
Is
yeah,
that where
I'm not at home.
Oh, okay. So you watched the. So this is our first time actually getting. We've had a couple exchanges.
I actually saw your uh, that you did actually review 186. That what's that called?
Element 186.
Oh yes. Um, that's it. That's review that you did.
Yeah, that's the first one I did, and I liked that review. I mean, there's a couple parts that
Oh yeah.
they could have done a little differently, but all in all, I thought you got to operate within the budget you have. You know, so if you got two people making a film, you can't shoot Battlestar Galactica, right? So, but I thought the acting was pretty solid, and the music was good, and the location. I like the location. But probably the only thing I mean,
Uh,
if they could have done it, if they could have put some kind of like celestial body up in the.
sorry. Actually, you're liking, or is
What's that? You still there, bud?
actually you're liking, or is something else wrong?
Can you hear me? Okay. Uh-oh. I think we lost you. I think we lost Jelly Duck. Oh, bummer. I think he had to mute or something happened. Well, I also follow Jelly Duck on Twitter, and so I think that's cool to get a chance to talk to him and meet him. He's out. It looks like he's either. I'm not sure, but that's all right. We'll keep trucking along, and and Jelly, if you're able to come back, that it'd be cool to talk to you, but more about Element 186. And if you want, we can talk about Hope. This week, just so everybody, I'm going to actually post. I'll post it. I'll post it right now. To social media. But it's the Wrath of God, which is the short film of the week that I reviewed, and that will come out on Tuesday at 3 o'clock Eastern time. But yeah, let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and we'll probably go ahead and wrap this particular one up, and then I'll start a new one where I'm going through the where I work on the actual map painting. But I mean, this was a great discussion. I appreciate everybody joining the call, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kill this particular live stream, and we'll rename it, and then I'll actually start the map painting live stream part 2. That way, I don't have to take this thing apart and put it back together. Oh wait.
Sorry, but I'm back because I have a bad connection.
Ah.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry.
No, not a problem at all, man. I was.
What's it? I'm actually missing something. that what you did.
What part did you miss?
Um, I just don't know because that really confuses me because they actually the internet is actually weird. I'm sorry.
They, so you missed part of either what we're talking about here, or you missed something I did in my review.
Actually review.
Oh, okay. Um, so in that review, um, the primary things I focused on for that review was really trying to find positive things that other filmmakers or potential filmmakers could use in their projects that they did. Like for this particular project, I thought the location was very well selected. Um, but I also thought, if you want to easily have your audience immediately connected, not Earth, they could have done a little bit of a visual effect and put a celestial body in the sky that was not the moon. You know, done like a Saturn thing. They could have done like they did at the beginning of Star Wars Rogue One when they're
Oh
landing
yeah.
that Saturn planet, and you got the streaks, and you got the ships coming down across the black sand, and you got the streaks of the the rain.
The visual effects are good. Very atmosphere.
Yeah, I think had they done something like that, it would have complemented. And you didn't have to go. It didn't have to be too much. But once again, you get into what does the budget allow, and what skill sets are they bringing to the project. So if one of them is a visual effects artist, then it's definitely doable. If you don't have access to a visual effects artist, then it's not really doable.
Uh,
When you got no budget. So then it came down to the location was remote enough. You're not going to have to run into problems like highways in the area, power lines, little flying planes.
oh,
You know what I mean? So it was remote enough that I thought they did a really good job with that. Um, the only,
the they can use Adobe After Effects.
oh yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They could use. I mean, I could easily plug something into that skyline, and it's a whole.
it's difficult. In my opinion, it's difficult uh, to do After Effects because I actually tried make I don't know like like power effects or something, the special effects.
Well, working with After Effects isn't that. It's actually pretty straightforward and easy, um, and it just takes practice, experience, and just kind of understanding and perspective and focal depth. And if you do that and you understand parallaxing, you can definitely add anything you want to a shot. Um, in in the London, Texas promo, there's a shot where the car is going down a road and there's oil derricks, oil wells, trees, everything on either side of the road. And all that was all added with After Effects in post. None of that stuff existed on that road around there. But we picked that road because it was remote enough that we could have that kind of space because we knew where we
It
were.
is not. It's not just a rendering.
What's that?
It is just not even rendering or something.
What's
Rend
not?
like if you do if you did actually the effects or I don't know like sort of not just not it's something else. But you did they didn't even rendered or something.
Well, in their project, they didn't really use any kind of visual effects. Um, well, I take it back. They had two visual effects at the very beginning. When you had the contrails across the sky,
Yes.
and then the fireball and the explosion. You know,
The asteroids,
yeah.
or
Well,
something.
I mean, are you? We're talking about Element 186, or are we talking about Hope?
Oh, Hope.
Okay.
Hope is talking.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were talking about 186.
I thought it was. My bad. Uh,
No, it's okay. Not a problem, man.
yeah.
I thought that that the between the 3D work they did and the post production visual effects work they did, and it wasn't bad. It was good. It was passable as
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the review because I haven't seen the one I just watched your video that I commented actually. Then um, but I actually did watch it. The second one I have to watch it. The review, the short film, which
So
you
did you
did.
watch the short film or did you watch the review on Hope?
No, the 180 review, but I actually have to watch the Hope.
Okay, so you've seen the review on 186, but you haven't seen the review on Hope.
No, I haven't seen
Okay.
the Hope.
Now, have you
The
watched the short film for Hope? Have you watched that already?
Nope. I'm gonna watch it later.
Yeah, definitely
Later.
watch that first. Watch that first. It is a good short film, and there are good visual effects in that, and there's good 3D work done in that one. There's some questionable stuff too. That, just you could look at my work and find questionable stuff. So I mean, that's not a ding on anybody. But you do like from what you've seen so far, you like the idea of the short film reviews.
What?
From what you've watched so far, you enjoy the short film reviews.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy a short film reviews, especially the drama or not. I I haven't seen the horror short film, but the fact it was just science fiction short film.
Now I have. All right, so let's see. I didn't want to get caught up and do exclusively one genre. Um, so like this week is a medieval short film. Next week is a modern day short film. And the week
Oh,
after that is another sci-fi kind of post-apocalyptic short film. But I actually have downloaded and I am looking and I have reviews on the queue for some horror short films. And the horror short films are really interesting to me uh, because of my feature and what it is, and then my short film bedtime. They're
are
more in
they
that. They're more in that genre.
are they do Kickstarter campaign?
You talking about mine, or you talking about the short films that?
No, they talk about they talk about them. Uh,
No. From what I could see, they haven't set up any kind of a Kickstarter campaign or anything like that. That's these are films that some of these films came out several years ago, um,
yeah.
and like in the case with Element 186, it was a short film that they wanted to turn it into a pilot web series, and then they shot the second episode and they never released
Oh
it.
yeah. That was actually interesting.
Yeah, I mean you can
Um,
learn a lot from short films. You really can.
cool. That especially the scripts, especially they have I there's a I don't know they have a one camera angle or just camera two camera angles.
Well, I mean, depending on how you do this, each scene's going to have a set of setups, camera setups that you're going to look at. Because some of those camera setups might be B-roll, to pick up, stuff like shelves, things you want to pick up in the room to cut to if you need to. And then you'll usually the most simplest setup is just a master with two sides. If there's a conversation, you got the master establishing shot, which shows how they get into the room or where they are in the room or the location, and then you have each actor's side of the conversation, and then you can edit it that way. But if you go into like you pick a high impact combat scene, you could have 13, 18 different sides, things that
Maybe so for 30 minutes ago.
what's that?
I mean, 30 minutes. When you make short films, not just full films. Like
Well,
full
it's
films is like a one. It takes a 1 hour or 2 hours.
a full film, a technical feature. What qualifies as a feature is anything over 45 minutes. All right. If it's under 45 minutes, it's considered a very long short film. The average length of a feature now is 88 minutes, which is an hour and a half. Um, but that has gotten pushed to the 2 hour mark or the 120 minute runtime. So short films, if you're going to go to festival, right?
Yes.
If you want to go to festival, the ideal is to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes in your format. And so that you limit the length, the runtime of your short film because they have a scheduling format. They only have, say, 2 or 3 days they're going to show films. And to fit in their scheduling format, the shorter your film is, the better chance you have of being accepted. What's the advantage of that is if you win awards, different short films can actually either be an Oscar qualifying uh, festival, like the Atlanta Film Festival, which is a major, okay, or uh, or you could actually win monetary awards, as well as once you put the they're called laurel banners, with the insignias of the film festivals, you put those on your thumbnails, and then you put that on YouTube and Vimeo, and you promote it that way. People are naturally drawn to watching award-winning short films
A
faster
festival can.
than watch
Does that
something
mean
else.
a festival can?
What was that?
The, it's the one thing it's called festival can. That like I don't
Talking
know.
about
I
Cannes?
see.
You
Yeah,
talking about
can.
the Cannes
I
Film
see.
Festival? Yeah, that's
Ah,
one of the
yes.
major ones. There are literally thousands of festivals around the world, and you can go to there's a website called Without a Box. It's owned by Amazon. It's associated with Amazon. Amazon owns Without a Box. Amazon owns IMDb. IMDb is basically LinkedIn for actors and filmmakers. So it's like that. That is your social. That is your resume if you're a filmmaker. If you go to my IMDb page, you'll see the credits I have. You'll see the information that I have in regards to film. If you go to Without a Box, you can actually look up every film festival out there, and you can determine if your film actually qualifies for their requirements because they all have requirements. And it has their charges. You can do your submission through Without a Box, and then and you can get your response and your acceptance or you know, decline. Now, the important thing if you've got a project and you want to go to festival, try to hit festivals that are closer to you because if you get accepted to festivals, you want to go. You need to go because that's where you're going to network. You're going to make connections, and there's really two things you got to be able to do when you go to festivals. You have to be there. You have to be able to attend, and you need to have your next project ready to discuss. There's a lot of people out there that can give you a lot of good information on festivals, but that's the most basic, information that I would give anybody. Just be prepared to be able to travel to that festival and attend. Have business cards, have copies of your film, have have breakdowns on summaries or maybe a treatment on your next project, so that when you start to network out after the film, you have something to talk about.
Oh, so if I make really good short film movies, are they gonna accept me or something?
You want to pick festivals that kind of are geared
Like
more to your
like
genre.
I'm just saying I'm not gonna make a movie I'm just saying, like it's kind of simple. If you get if they gotta make a great movies, like they will be accept or something else.
Well, I mean, it's hit and miss. No festival's obligated to accept anything. I submitted unwanted to a festival. It was declined. You know,
nominated, like sort of.
just getting, honestly, just getting accepted to any festival is considered an honor. Sundance, which is probably one of the more famous big four festivals out there, they get somewhere in the name between 30 and 40,000 submissions every year, and they're breaking that down. And so it's really and first, let's be fair, okay? To finish your film, to make it complete, and even put it on a platform, that's an accomplishment.
Okay.
All right. So that's the first objective, is to finish the film. The second objective is then you have to kind of like keep it under wraps while you're going through the festival circuit, because they don't like showing stuff that's already been splattered all over the internet. So if I wanted to take bedtime, my short film bedtime, and go to festival, chances are really good no festival would accept that short film, even though it is 5 minutes long. Um, I addressed a lot of the things that I felt were problems in my previous project, in that project, and it's all around. It's solid and it works, but nobody would accept it. The reason why is because it's been viewed, thousands of times on YouTube, and
Oh,
so
that's bad.
yeah,
That's
they're
actually
not going
bad.
to accept it. But I had no intention on submitting bedtime to any festival. Now, my short film in plain sight is going to be about 3 times as long as bedtime. It's going to be about 16 minutes. And that one will go to festival and not go to YouTube until it's done going to festival.
Oh, I actually understanding why if you make 30 minutes or to make a move short films, like any type of genre, a movie genre, like horrors or drama or something, actions, something like that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to make something, you're going to submit it to festivals that are going to kind of gear towards what your film's about. So if say you do a documentary on the plight of homelessness in your area, then you want to focus submitting that to festivals that specialize in documentary, because that's where you're going to get the best chance
Oh,
of acceptance. If you make a horror film, then you're not going to take a horror film and submit it to a festival that deals primarily with documentary dramas, docudramas, because it's not going to get accepted. You want to send horror
true,
films,
true.
you want to target, selectively target, because there's an entry fee, there are submission requirements, everything you have to do to meet the minimum requirements to be able to submit that film to a festival to be viewed. And so being accepted in a festival is another milestone. If you get accepted in a festival, then you're an official selection. Then if you're nominated for an award, so you're nominated, like I know a guy who was nominated at the Christian Film Festival. The script was nominated for best script, best screenplay. They didn't win, but they're able to say, "Hey, we were nominated for best screenplay." Those all help with you know they help not only with this project and getting people to watch it, but it also helps you on future projects, because you can say, "Well, my last project did this." So when I talk about Unwanted, my film, and I'm going to make another film, and I'm looking for investors, I compare it to my film and I say, "This film made money. It turned a
Oh,
profit."
that's actually true. By the fact, if you if that's actually if you make a drama or action, that would be actually good. But not just a horror. Not you will not get it accepted. So that was actually, is it correct?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the point is, you want to make sure you target the festivals and make sure you get festivals
I
that specialize in
actually really understand this, what you're saying, and yeah, that it's not gonna. it's not good. I think it's not just going good. Like if you make a really good short films, you know.
You could listen. You could be like the guy that made Lights Out.
Oh,
Okay, that was a film. It can go viral on social media, and then Hollywood's going to come knocking. All right. You can make a short film that's incredible and it can get turned away. I've seen films that I don't know how they ever got accepted to a festival. It's just it's kind of a little bit of a luck of the draw. You know what I mean? So you got to have a little bit of luck and a lot of and put in a lot of work in these things, man. So, well, hey, Jelly Duck, I got to break loose here because I'm gonna have to get to work on this
um,
painting.
it's great. It's
What's that?
it's great to see you, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Well,
absolutely. It's just a pleasure talking to you, man. I've enjoyed the conversation.
I because I feel like I'm not gonna talk quickly because I have to uh, talk slowly. I'm
Sure.
not I'm not just even quickly. You know,
No, sure, yeah.
it was good conversation, but I feel like embarrassed.
Why? Why?
I I I don't want to talk quickly, not just to because I have to talk slowly.
That's
What
okay.
talk slowly? What conversation? You understand it, how you make a short film.
Well, there's nothing to be embarrassed about, my friend. I appreciate you coming on to the show and talking with me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Paul.
I did enjoy the conversation. Don't be embarrassed by anything, my friend.
It was good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right,
And
brother. Well, I'm gonna definitely I'm gonna go check out what you got going over on your channel, and I'm now following you on Twitter. And
thank you for stopping by.
absolutely, brother. And I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap this one up, and then I'm gonna come back and do that matte painting work I'm supposed to be doing.
Thank you.
You be
Thank
good.
you so
I'll
much.
talk to you later.
Thank you.
And to everybody else out there, if you like what you saw and you like what you're watching and all the work that we did here, and we got Jelly Duck on, great guy. Definitely go check out his channel, check out our channel, and hit me up at Paul_SHP at Twitter, and be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button and that bell and all that other
Share
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 it.
the comments.
Yeah, leave comments, tell us what you think. We will see you guys next time. Be good, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.